In this video, we're going to look at the topic of causality, or a cause and effect relationship. In statistics, what we're curious about is when we can say there's a cause and effect relationship. So the cause is typically called a treatment variable, as in if you take this treatment, then this effect will happen, and this effect is called the outcome variable. All right. As of when this video is made, which is April 2021, there's been some studies about vitamin D and COVID. So what people would like to say is that if you take vitamin D, then the outcome, so here's our treatment is take vitamin D, then the outcome is it will prevent COVID. Okay. Well, here's the good and the bad news. The good news is that there is a relationship or an association between the two, but there is not actually a cause and effect relationship currently with this information. And the reason why is because the majority of data that is on this topic is from observational studies. Observational studies are, of course, when people choose to participate, and we don't control every element of the study. Versus if you have a controlled experiment, and not just any controlled experiment, but a well-run controlled experiment where you have a placebo, double-blind, and a large random study. If you do have a controlled experiment, you can make these claims. So what's going on here is that the majority of these studies currently are observational studies, which is where we have people that may be wearing masks or not wearing masks, maybe going to restaurants or not, maybe working out and about versus from home. And so it's hard to know if what's preventing COVID is the fact that they're taking vitamin D, or could it be other factors? So I'm saying that other factors could be at play in preventing COVID, and those other factors could be masks, social distancing, general health, now, all of these things that I've written down are called confounding factors. They are other things that could lead to the same conclusion as preventing COVID as vitamin D. Okay, so what you want to be careful with is that when you have an observational study, you cannot make these cause and effect relationships. You cannot say if you take vitamin D, then it's going to prevent COVID. What we could say is that there's an association between taking vitamin D and lower rates of COVID. But we're not saying that it will prevent it. We're just saying that there's a relationship between the two. That is vastly different than saying if you do this, then that will happen. Okay. Causality or cause and effect are actually very hard to prove. You have to have a controlled experiment so that you could take away all the confounding factors which are going to add doubt to your study. We're going to talk about this more during our Zoom lectures, but this will give you a good first-hand taste at how causality works.